In other words, in verse 3, John is saying we need to seek to be pure even as Jesus Christ was pure. He expects that from us. That's a high calling. It's tough. Isn't it? I mean, look what we get bombarded with every day. You can't even drive down the highway and you see impurity in the billboards. Commercials on TV. You go to any store and it's impurity is just posted everywhere because society loves it, and that's the norm for society.
I think the important thing is the mindset and the striving.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, and listen, sometimes you'll fall, but the key is getting up, as Proverbs says. A righteous man falls 6 times, but he rises again. I think if God sees that you're trying to strive for holiness, that you're trying to live a godly life, then you'll be okay. I think what God does not like when it's not there, when a Christian doesn't care to try to live a pure life, then that's when God gets upset. You got to strive for that, man. We'll see in the morning's message in Psalm 4. We are a peculiar people. Why? We are peculiar. You're going to see that this morning. Now, this is the test in verse 3, the proof that we love God. Do we understand the incredible love of God? If we understand it, then we should be steered to live a godly life, to live in purity. Let's look at some verses this morning. Matthew 5:8. Anybody want that? Kathy, take Matthew 5:8.
You want us to volunteer to read?
Yeah, volunteer. Acts 22:16. Okay, Mike. 2 Corinthians 7:1. Okay. Marion, you can have 1 Timothy 1:5. You want one, Sheila? Hebrews 9, verse 14. Hebrews 9, verse 14. Anybody want one more?
I'll take one. I haven't got one.
Oh.
The outcast here hasn't got one.
What, can you read? Orphans usually.
It's in Braille.
Let's see. Hebrews 12:14. All right, that's enough. Anybody else? Okay. Oh, you want one? Okay. James 4:8. James 4:8. All right, Matthew 5:8.
Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God.
Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Now, what is that verse teaching? What do you mean pure in heart?
Intention.
Okay, good. Okay. Yeah, I was going to say? Yeah. Listen, I'm going to tell you something. That verse is a strong verse. If we don't strive with a pure heart, then that verse says you cannot even see God. Now, wait a minute. Well, God is a spirit. Of course you can't see Him. What does it mean you can't see God?
Not going to go to heaven.
That's right.
That's kind of the rub with people who observe Christians in the world. They look for our failures.
Mm-hmm.
They always look for something that
Right.
they can criticize us about
Yeah.
and point to us,
Yeah.
but they don't know our intentions.
Exactly.
Know what your heart is.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. Yep, amen. All right, Acts 22:16.
And now why tarriest thou? Arise and be baptized and wash away the sins, calling on the name of the Lord.
Okay. Now, of course, Church of Christ loves that verse because they say, oh, see, baptism washes away your sin. No, it doesn't. Okay? Washing away means like taking a shower. It means that you're taking the dirt off you. Okay? So what happens here when one gets baptized, Okay, when they get saved, then they get baptized and make an identification with Christ. But what I like about that verse, wash away thy sin, what's he talking about? You have to get rid of sin. Now that you're saved, you have to strive for purity. Wash it away. Don't go there anymore. 2 Corinthians 7:1.
Therefore, having these promises, beloved, let us cleanse ourselves from all filthiness of the flesh and spirit, perfecting holiness in the fear of God.
Now that's quite a verse, huh? Okay. Having therefore the promises, dear beloved, let us cleanse ourselves from the filthiness of this flesh and spirit, perfecting holiness in the fear of God. The only way we can accomplish that is to have the fear of God in our life. Amen? A lot of people do what they do is because there's really no fear of God. I mean, human beings do such things that the Bible tells us the angels wouldn't even dare to go down that route. But man, boy, when he doesn't care about God, he'll do absolutely anything he wants. Isn't that strange? And then when he gets in trouble, what's the first thing he does? Oh, God, help me.
Or why did you do this?
Well, why did you do it? You know, they do all of this and then they cry to God, and it's like he's like a genie in a bottle. You know, oh, I need some help here, rub. I need some, and God. Then if God does something, then they go back to their old ways again. That drives me up a wall when I see people do that. It really makes me angry when they live like the devil, and then when they get in trouble, oh, help me, God. And then when he doesn't do anything, then they even get madder. But we should live for that perfecting holiness in the fear of God. In the fear of God. I do actually believe in my heart, if we would be even different people as Christians, if hypothetically we went home today and all of a sudden there's Jesus Christ in the flesh, how would you react? I'm trying to find an old track. I kept it and I threw it away. I should have kept it. And the track was called, If Jesus Came to Your House Today. And inside, would you put away that magazine? Would you watch this TV program? It had like 30 different lists. And the track was right on. We see, because we don't see him, sometimes we don't live like we should, okay? So try to have some fear of God. Remember as kids, if you had strict parents, what would happen if you broke the rule? What happened if Dad got a hold of you?
Oh boy.
Boy, you feared that.
I always fear that little birdie that told my mother things.
Yeah. Yep.
I think in your case it was an eagle.
Or a sister.
Could be.
I'll tell you, I remember as a youngster getting in trouble and the police were involved, and they said, well, now it was a small town, they all knew my father.
Right.
And I said, please, just take me to jail. Don't take me home to my mom. And they all agreed.
Protective custody.
Yeah. That's the danger. I grew up in a small town. Everybody knows everybody. So if any kid hey, I remember the first time I stole something from my neighbor owned a store, and I stole a change thing. And oh boy, man. I just said, I don't want to go home, man. But yeah. So anyway, 1 Timothy 1, did I have 1 Timothy 1:5? No, I didn't, did I?
Yes.
1 Tim 1:5? Okay.
Okay. Now, the end of the commandment is charity out of a pure heart and of a good conscience and of faith unfeigned.
There you go. That's a great verse. See, the more we strive for holiness, notice the fruit of it in that verse. We'll have a pure heart, we'll have a good conscience, and our faith will be even stronger. That's a good verse. 2 Timothy 2:21. Nobody had that one? Okay. Hebrews 9:14.
I got it.
Okay.